Welcome back, WFTDA.TV viewers. You are watching the FAB SLAV Sevens tournament from Warsaw in Poland. 17 games today, 10 teams, 7 players on each team. You are about to watch playing in the black Warsaw Hellcats Roller Girls, locally from Warsaw in Poland, and in the pink Heartbreaking Dolls from Prague in the Czech Republic. Warsaw, of course, playing their second game of today, having already played against Krakow in the first game of today and taken a win. Heartbreaking Dolls, however, being one of the more experienced sides that we have here today. Just waiting for the festivities to get started. While we wait for that, I'm going to mention to you again our sponsor, the Kubota brand flip-flops. The phrase Kubota is not flip-flopped, it's a lifestyle, is something colloquial in the language, and they continue their unusual traditions. They look to the future, but they're close to the hearts of millions of Poles, suitable for all seasons. Products are designed by Polish designers and produced from only the highest quality materials. Our other sponsor of the tournament, of course, is Power Slide. If you're here today, you'll find their gadgets upstairs. They'll have a team lottery, and they are awarding, of course, the second and third place prizes. A little bit of information about our teams. The Heartbreaking Dolls, they were established in 2014. They became a member league of the WFTDA only last year. However, members of their league did represent the Czech Republic in the Roller Derby World Cup in Manchester, and they organise their own tournament called the Seven Hearts Tournament each year in Prague. I am being joined, or rather, hopefully taken over, by the lovely Val. I'll let her introduce herself. Thank you very much.
So hello and welcome back for Game 5 of today. About to get started, and thank you very much for Luke for already introducing the teams. We're just about to hear our 30 seconds rolling whistle. Warsaw Hellcats, the home team, playing in the black, up against the Heartbreaking Dolls from Prague, Czech Republic, in the pink jerseys. Often fitted to the first jam with Unicorn Riot out of the pack as the first jammer, taking the lead for the Heartbreaking Dolls. It looks like the Hellcat jammer is, yes, recycling after being knocked to the infield. Still struggling in her initial trip and out of the pack as well. In the meantime, already 4 points to the board for the Heartbreaking Dolls, and there's another scoring trip with another 4 going to Prague with a call-off, leaving no points scored for the Hellcats. Heartbreaking Dolls, one of the 2 teams, roller derby teams in Prague in the Czech Republic. It's the younger one of the 2 of them. Next up on the jammer line for the Heartbreaking Dolls with the number 67. 57, excuse me, is going to be Punisher, team captain, up against number 77, that's Charlie Bravo for Warsaw. Jam is on with a 4 defense in front for Warsaw, but Punisher breaks free for the second lead in a row. And there's a 4-arm penalty called on Charlie Bravo, so there's going to be a power jam early on in the game for Punisher. Heartbreaking Dolls pivot now, returning to track from the penalty box. A little more support on that power jam for her jammer. Punisher taken over the outside line and recycled by Warschau's pivot, Lucy Fear. And there's a 4-point scoring trip in the books. And a power jam. Call of when the opposing jammer, Charlie Bravo, stands up in the penalty box. So power jam start left in the upcoming jam now for Unicorn Riot with the number 00. So we're going to be playing in a 7s format today, which means all teams are fielding only 7 skaters, and each game consists of only 21 minutes. It's 4 penalties to a foul out, and the teams have no timeouts or official reviews to make the most of the playing time. And making the most of her playing time now with the number 00. Unicorn Riot taking another lead for the Heartbreaking Dolls just when Charlie Bravo returns from the penalty box. Charlie Bravo now on her initial trip, and Unicorn Riot already in a scoring trip. But the Heartbreaking Dolls cannot contain Charlie Bravo for too long, so that's 4 more points to the board for the Heartbreaking Dolls. And there comes the call from Unicorn Riot. Up to now, the guests from Prague could keep the Warschau Hellcats scoreless. 16 plays 0 after 3 minutes in this game. Lining up next again with the number 57, team captain Punisher, for the Heartbreaking Dolls with the number 17, Jolly Berry. For the home team, the Warschau Hellcats. Jam is on, 4-on-4 defense, penalty box is empty. And a quick breakthrough on the outside line and the inside line, but very, very slim lead here goes to Warschau. Jammers neck on neck here, chasing after the pack, and a smart call off here from Jolly Berry to not give any more points to the Heartbreaking Dolls. This is a round robin tournament, so it really is, we're gonna be playing for a winner. It's not about having fun. Of course it is about having fun, but we will be playing for a winner this weekend. So each win counts. It is just very simply about scoring the most points, although it's a 7s format. We're mostly playing according to the normal WFTDA rules. So win is a win. The team with the more points wins. And in case the game ends in a tie, we're going to be playing overtime jams until we find a winner. There's another lead going to Unicorn Riot here with a beautiful apex jump between turn 1 and 2. Lands the jump, takes the points, calls off the jam. And that is another 4-0 jam here in favor of the Heartbreaking Dolls. 16 minutes left to play, 20 plays 0 total score line at the moment. Brief shout out to our hosts of today, WFTDA.tv, for hosting this broadcast and giving some wider audience to Eastern European Roller Derby. And a shout out to number 17 from Warschau. Jolly Berry taking lead for her team, and this looks like we're gonna have the first points going to the board now for the Warschau Hellcats. But before, we're gonna have another power jam for the Heartbreaking Dolls as Jolly Berry is headed to the penalty box for a forearm call. A full 2-minute jam going to both of the teams. Pusher as jammer for the Heartbreaking Dolls on a power jam now. Pivot for Warschau's last line of defense. 4 more go to the board for the Heartbreaking Dolls. There's no way to call off the jam now. A little bit less than 1 minute remaining. And nice takedown, at least slowing Punisher a little bit down. And with Jolly Berry returning from the penalty box, we have both jammers now in scoring position. And it is indeed the first 4 points going to the scoreboard for the Warsaw Hellcats. Heartbreaking Dolls losing number 61 as a blocker. That's Feminist Attack to the penalty box for an out-of-play block. And there she is, all smiles. Jolly Berry with another 4 to the board. And there's a 2 minutes over. Jam is called off with a glorious 20 points going to the Heartbreaking Dolls for this jam. They doubled their score line in this one. So 40 points plays 8. A little less than 14 minutes left in the game. Prague starting with 1 blocker in the penalty box. And Warsaw removing 1 blocker from track, which might have been a mistake. So 3 versus 3 blockers at the start. Warsaw will be playing this jam 1 blocker short. Lead going to Rainbow Riot, Unicorn Riot, I'm very sorry. And Warsaw 1 blocker now in the penalty box, so only a 2 blocker defense now. And the Heartbreaking Dolls getting their blockers all back on track, so 4-on-2 advantage now going to the Prague blockers. Number 18 jamming for Warsaw is Diva Chaos. It's taken out of bounds over the outside line and recycled by number 61, that's Feminist Attack. Nice drawback from the second straightaway into turn 2. And dashing through on the inside line. Unicorn Riot for another couple of points to the board. That is the initial trip complete for Diva Chaos now for Warsaw. Both of the jammers now in scoring position. And Unicorn Riot calls off the jam. So Warsaw Active have been founded in 2013, and since last year they are a WFTDA full member league. And yet again this year the hosts of the SLAV Sevens tournament. Off into jam number 8. Courtesy of Jolly Berry as your lead jammer. 57 Punisher for the Heartbreaking Dolls through the pack with a star stash. So it looks like Warsaw were deliberately skating 1 blocker short earlier as we had some equipment trouble on the bench. 3 on track now with 1 in the penalty box, so it's going to be a bit of an advantage in the beginning of the jam going to the Heartbreaking Dolls. And we have Unicorn Riot lining up again. About 11 minutes left to play. Jolly Berry up against Unicorn Riot. So each team only brings 7 skaters, so all of the skaters have to really be on their best game. It's one of the reasons why we play only 21 minutes, so the endurance is still up to lasting a whole day here. Quick lead going to Unicorn Riot again. Jolly Berry still struggling in their initial trip. Pack is now moved over into the second straightaway. And the Heartbreaking Dolls playing a nice fluid defense with 2 skaters up against Jolly Berry. Unicorn Riot taken to the outside line by 77 Charlie Bravo, calls off the jam. If you've only just tuned in, you are watching the FAB SLAV 7th tournament live on WFTDA.tv from sunny Villanova in Warsaw. We're in game 5 of today, and playing are the Warsaw Hellcats, the hosts of this mini tournament here in the black jerseys up against the Heartbreaking Dolls from Prague in the Czech Republic. And that is lead going to the hosts from Warsaw. Nice knockout to the infield here. Charlie Bravo making a bit of a head start here. Keeping Punisher 20 feet behind. Charlie Bravo now hits the pack. Both of the jammers in scoring position. Nice recycle on the outside against Punisher. And this looks like 3 points scored still by the Heartbreaking Dolls. 2 points going to the Warsaw Hellcats. Warsaw now moved up to 13 points in total, 69 to the Heartbreaking Dolls. Heartbreaking Dolls still fresh in the game. This is their first game of the day, while Warsaw already played 2. And nice offense move there on the outside line right from the start from the Heartbreaking Dolls. Pivot. Feminist attack off to the penalty box. Both teams now down to 3 blockers. Both jammers in scoring position. Rainbow Riot close to the pack. Takes a gap on the outline, calls off the jam for another 4, and leaves. Number 18, Diva Chaos, scoreless in this one. Both teams starting with one of their blockers in the penalty box, so 3-on-3 pack situation in the upcoming jam. Warsaw quickly realizing that they had fielded 1 too many blockers. Punisher, team captain for Prague, out of the pack as lead jammer. Recycle via the infield here against Jolly Barry. Recycle on the outside line against Punisher. Heartbreaking Dolls managed to score another 3 to the board. 76 plays 13. We're going into the next one with 6.5 minutes left on the game clock. Going into jam number 13 are 77 Charlie Bravo for Warsaw, and with the number 00 is Unicorn Riot. And that's head to head here, but Unicorn Riot as the lead jammer tries to call it off immediately. There comes the call of a little stumble there at the pivot line. 0-0 jam. Killed some of the game time. 6 minutes left to play. And now to the next one with a fresh lineup. That's going to be Punisher up against Jolly Barry again. Quick shout out to Power Slide, partner of the FAB SLAV 7. You'll find a gadget in team lotteries and of course online. Lead going to Jolly Barry in this one. Punisher out of the pack now as well, with about more than half a lap behind. Jolly Barry in the pack, in scoring position, gets a little offensive port and calls off the jam. Let's see if she could score any. Yes, that's 2 points to the board for Jolly Barry. Both of the teams with one player in the penalty box. That's a pivot for Warsaw Hellcats and a blocker for Heartbreaking Dolls. And looks like we're moving another blocker to the penalty box. returning. So it's a 3-on-3 pack, and that was just a rolling whistle. That was not the jam start. Bit of confusion on track. Again, a 3-on-3 pack, where we're starting way in front of the pivot line, and now we are actually in a jam, and it's lead going to Warschau, but Unicorn Riot is hot on Charlie Bravo's heels. And Charlie Bravo calls up the jam to another 0-0. So the jam was so short, it wasn't even enough time to free both of the blockers from the penalty box. With 3.5 minutes left on the clock, we're going into the next one. Jam number 16 in a moment. Still 3-on-3 blockers. Diva Chaos for Warschau is up against Punisher for Prague. Diva Chaos out as lead jammer, and Punisher finds a gap in turn 1 on the inside line, but takes a bit of a stumble there. Blocker for Warschau out of play in front. A call up from Warschau for a full 4-point scoring pass, and leaving Prague scoreless in this one. 4-0 in favor of Warschau. Two and a half minutes left in the game. Penalty box now empty. 4-on-4 pack. All wheels on track, and Unicorn Riot out as your lead jammer again. Jolly Berry gets a little help from her blockers. Still struggling on the inside line there. Gets drawn back a fair bit. There is an illegal contact call on Jolly Berry, so that is a power jam going to Unicorn Riot now. Unicorn Riot as the lead jammer on a power jam. Let's see if that might be enough time for the team from Prague to get into the 3-digit mark here. 80 points already on the scoreboard, 19 for the Warschau Hellcats. Nice duck and dive on the outside line. And there comes a call of when Jolly Berry is standing in the penalty box. So that is a power jam start now, which is handed to Prague's team captain, Punisher. And we are off. Punisher running into the defense on the outside line, gets briefly taken out of bounds, but is quick to recover. Punisher pushing to the front now with a 3 defense holding her back. Jolly Berry is back on track, gets taken to the outside and drawn back. Just enough time for Punisher to get a lead. Jolly Berry there still on the initial trip, and Punisher about 30 feet. Moving up to the pack now. On a scoring trip, could score the first couple of points. And it is a full scoring pass. The period clock ticking down, slow but steadily. This is going to be the last jam of the game. And there comes the call off from Punisher, with another 4-on-0 jam to the end of the game in favor of the Heartbreaking Dolls. So that is another win in the books here. And we're going to move on to the next game in about 15 minutes. Which is going to be game number 6. And I'm trying to find in my schedule who's that going to be. There's the Red Rangers up against the winner from game 2, which Luke might tell you about who that was anyways. Thank you very much for watching here on WFTDA.tv. We're hoping you're going to stay with us and see you soon for the next game of the day.